in our society, there's something called evidence, and lack of evidence is also something. So, what you're really talking about, it's mostly on those lines. But still, it's time for us to move ahead. No one has even asked me about, what's happening, so that's a good sign. Usually, I don't drink, so I don't get hangovers, and in the similar way, when we deal with social life, it's very important not to drag one thing into other. So irrespective of what has happened and what will happen, I think even in the last game that we played, we were only concentrating on cricket. So that's a good thing. And once you're part of the Indian cricket team, that's one thing that you learn to do very well, because a lot of things keeps floating around cricket, whether we are home or outside. So it really teaches us how to concentrate on just one thing, especially once the game starts. Well, that's very interesting, but I'm not here to answer that. The reason being, the good thing that came out was, Jadeja was fine, and as I said, it was not even, he didn't even have 1% mistake that was committed from his side. So that was a big thing for us. About the other things and all, it was a judge, and once the judge hears everything, it's all becomes about evidence. But it's very interesting, what David Boone really found out, on the basis of which he said Jadeja needs to be fined 50% or 60% of his match money. Well, the match will really tell us, how fresh they are, but at the same time, the best way we could have managed the last 6 or 7 days, that's what we have done. We have managed their workload really well. So hopefully, once we turn up on the field, they'll be very fresh and they'll be ready to go. Again, I won't really like to directly make a comment, but what's important is to realize that, strong characters are needed in the game. And it doesn't matter whether it's him or any other individual from any other side. It can be an individual from my side who's playing, who's a very strong character and, plays cricket in a very aggressive way. But what needs to be done is for the umpires to step in whenever the individual crosses the line. So it doesn't really matter who the individual is, till he follows the guidelines and he's within the guidelines. It's really good for the game and for the spectators. I will tell you, the world has changed. A lot of emphasis is put on winning games, and we call it killing instinct and all that. And it's one reference that has been used a lot, but I think a lot of time it gets misinterpreted, because at the same time what we need to realize is there's MCC, and we talk about spirit of the game, not only about cricket, about all the other sports, and we all know as individual the guideline that needs to be followed. At times, all the officials, they are quite generous to the individual. If they feel heat of the moment, somebody has said something, they go ahead with the game. They say it's one of instance, and the kind of competition that we face today and the amount of pressure on individuals, they neglect it to some extent. But if somebody is very consistent with the abuse and all, then definitely he should be punished. Doesn't matter who he is. Once the umpire goes and tells him we really had enough, and foul language should not really be used on the field. I think that's the point where if the individual doesn't curb his instincts, he needs to be punished. But it has shifted a lot of the way cricket is played is it's constantly on the move. So I think we'll have to be careful as to where we are going, but at the same time, it's important that we play strong cricket. Well, it's a constant process. We have been working around. The one thing that we can definitely assure is, those 3 or 4 who stand in the slip cordon are the best catches that we had caught as of now. So, unless we get rid of all of them and make somebody else stand, but as far as talent is concerned, they are the best catches that we have got. I don't really read newspaper. It doesn't matter whether it's written by an Indian journalist or from the other side. What's important for us is to focus on cricket. And also, as I said, we brought forward something that we thought was unacceptable when it comes to the game of cricket. And beyond that, it's not in my jurisdiction to award penalties or punishments. What we thought was bad for the game of cricket, we brought it forward, and it's up to the ICC and the others to decide what really gets done. It's nothing between me and Jimmy Anderson that that we had to do something like that. What was important was what was done on and off the field. It gets reported, because you can't really just move ahead with saying, okay, you get abused on the field, that's part of game, but then if something else happens that should be reported, doesn't get reported. So we had to move forward with it, and at the end of the day, it's for ICC to decide what needs to be done later on. I did something that was right, and I always said, I stand for what's right and what's wrong. If something wrong is happening, I'll go against it, irrespective of who's doing it. I keep telling the match referee, if one of my player gets fined and if he is within the boundary line, I'll definitely go and defend him. But once I find, he has crossed that line, I won't really come to you. So he'll have to go alone and face the consequences of what he has done on the field. And again, as I said, there's there are quite a few tournaments where we keep talking about spirit of the game and everything, but it's up to each individual to really respect that and keep moving forward. And often a lot of people talk about what's really spirit of the game, what's spirit of cricket, and it's very easy. One of our coaches, he says, whatever you don't want your children to watch on television and follow it, that goes against the spirit of the game. So as simple as that. It's not only about the guidelines that have been provided. I think we'll just bring a few pullovers in our bag. That will really help. Apart from that, I don't really have any control over the weather. It's a physical contact.
It wasn't so much this.
We never said anything about sledging. There were quite a few harsh words that were spoken on the field, and we never really reported that. It's very individually, you have to look at it. I can take care of what's really in my control. I can't have, or I shouldn't really expect too much from you guys, in the sense what I'm saying is what you write is what it's up to you guys to do that, and what I can take control about is my behavior on the field and how I want my players to behave on the field. But at the same time, I will have to also accept that there are a lot of times when the fast bowler comes, takes a wicket and says something to the batsman, and by the time you reach, he has already said or done what he wanted to or he shouldn't have done. So I think what's important is to manage individually what you think is good for the game and move ahead with it. I don't really take too much into account as to what others are doing, because at the end of the day, I want to go back and look into the mirror and be happy about what I have done on the field and, sleep well. That's one thing, because the kind of pressure environment we go through, it's important to have a good night of sleep, not to think about, what I'm supposed to say the next day, and I don't have to manufacture any statements. He's a terrific bowler, and what has been really good about him is how he comes up and how he confuses the batsman and gets his wicket. Also the fact, if you see the 2007 tour, when we came, he was working on his in-swinger and he was not very consistent with it. But now if you see him, he's a much different bowler. He uses the in-swinger to his strength, and I think that's something that's very important for an international cricketer. So overall, he's a terrific, if you see from the crowd's prospect, that's the kind of bowler you really want to see in a game. Who's aggressive, who keeps bowling the same line and length and keeps working out the batsman. I think he doesn't really need to do that. The reason being, there's a vast difference between the first test match that he played and the way he reacted on the field, and compared to the last couple of test matches that he has played. So you only need to step in if you see something wrong is happening, because you don't want everybody to be that one kind of a thing, because individuals bring character to the side. It's because of the 18 or 19 players who are part of the side that the character of team is made. So everybody is different in their own ways, but what we all know is a certain guidelines that we need to follow. Until every individual is doing that, you don't really need to interfere. What you need to see is, if you see Virat, I think he's batting really well. And in cricket, what we have seen is you go through a phase where at times you get out on deliveries, or good deliveries are bowled at you. But what I feel is he's batting really well. He's looking at good nick. He's timing the ball really well. So it's just a matter of time. Yes, he may not have converted the starts into big innings, but with the kind of talent he is, we all know it's just round the corner that will come strong. And also it's a phase that will improve him as a cricketer, because once you go through just one type of phase, whether you are only doing well or only doing badly, it doesn't improve you that much, but it's the fluctuations, up and down, that really improves you as a cricketer and also as a team. If you keep doing well and if you're at the top throughout, you don't really know how to behave or what to do when you're not doing well. So it's a constant process, and I feel this phase will definitely make him a much better cricketer. हमारे लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट, एक टेस्ट मैच जीतने के लिए 20 विकेट लेना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, बट इससे हम ये फैक्ट को इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते हैं कि रन भी बनाना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, क्योंकि अगर आप एक बार 500 या 550 रन बनाए तो ऑपोजिशन के बैट्समैन के ऊपर प्रेशर पड़ता है. कितना भी विकेट फ्लैट हो, थोड़ा एक प्रेशर पड़ता है. अनलेस वो एक अच्छा स्टार्ट करे और 2-3 सेशन में अच्छी बैटिंग करे तो फिर गेम चेंज होता है. सो आई थिंक पिछले गेम में अगर आप देखें तो हम बहुत ज़्यादा विकेट नहीं ले पाए थे. कुछ कैचेस भी ड्रॉप हुए थे, बट फिर भी अगर आप देखें तो ऐसा लगा नहीं था कि हम 20 विकेट ले पाएंगे उस पर्टिकुलर विकेट के ऊपर. सो अभी हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे, देखेंगे विकेट कैसा है, उसके हिसाब से हमारे जो बेस्ट 5 बॉलर या 4 बॉलर होंगे, जो भी हमारा डिसीजन होगा वो हम डिसाइड करेंगे और मूव अहेड करेंगे। एंड आई थिंक क्रिकेट में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है रन बनाने का पेस जो होता है। अगर आप ऑपोजिशन को देखें तो वो किस पेस से रन बना रही है और आपको कितने विकेट मिल रहे हैं, ये दोनों चीज़ बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होती है। अगर 3 रन को माना जाता है एक बहुत ही अच्छा स्कोरिंग रेट होता है, तो ऑपोजिशन अगर 3 के ऊपर रन रेट से अगर पर ओवर रन बना रही है बट आपको विकेट मिलते जा रहे हैं, तो भी आप माना जाता है कि एक अच्छे पोजीशन में हो, क्योंकि फाइनली दे विल गेट आउट एंड दे वोंट गेट अ स्कोर क्लोज टू 500। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर इम्पॉर्टेंट। तो हम देखेंगे कैसा सिचुएशन आता है, बट डेफिनेटली हमने काफ़ी वर्क किया है लास्ट 6-7 दिन में, पहले 2 दिन के अलावा जो लास्ट 3 दिन का हमें नेट्स मिला है। सो इट्स लुकिंग वेरी पॉजिटिव।